Hey everyone, Ivy League Gaming here, and today we're playing Eternal Evolution. We're on the free-to-play account again, finally. It's time for a little bit of an update, but more so, let's regear some champions. Alright, so we're on the free-to-play and we're going to do some regearing of our heroes. But just a quick note here, guys, I know I'll get comments about it. My Masrani was not intended to be a higher level than my Anpu. I do want to focus Anpu next. I just accidentally powered him up quickly when I was doing a reset of my champions, and then I put all the resources in Masrani, and boom, put him up higher, and I meant to do Anpu. It was actually an accident. So let's get to it. Sorry I haven't posted in a while. I'm going to try to, well, we're going to have a discussion about that a little bit later maybe, but I haven't been posting as much of the free-to-play series overall. It was super busy, plus we had so many other content drops, new characters, all sorts of things going on, and that was a little bit more focused for the main account. I did also skip a few days here and there recently because I've been so busy. We had my birthday, which included my 12-hour birthday stream, which the week before the weekend before my birthday was super busy with family stuff and with me like getting my hair done and stuff. So like it was just a busy day, a busy week of running errands. So we got a little bit behind, but it's time to finally check back in on the free to play. I'm thinking maybe tomorrow's video I will do, or tomorrow or the day after, I think will be a proper 1 month of free to play. So maybe I'll do a whole 1 month check-in and just kind of see where we're at. So before we do a 1 month check-in and see where we're at, I figured it's probably time I need to push some content. I really haven't pushed my story mode to the max in a while. I'm not even going to bother. I'm not going to worry about showing you where that's at. That's not the point for today's video, at least. But in order for me to push my content further, it's time to have a relook at my heroes. I've been rolling up gear and not putting it on them. I need to regear my people. So I've already started working on Anpu and changing my mind a couple of times about him. So I think I'm actually going to go in first on Emma. I want to talk to you guys especially about Emma because she's got such an interesting kit that I feel like people just build her wrong, especially early game, and you waste resources that you don't need to. So Emma, we know she's got some stuff about her regarding not being able to crit, right? Let's see. But what is it exactly? Which one is it? Damage inflicted by Emma during this time cannot crit. So when she's activated her weapon for 6 seconds, blah, 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 blah. So this weapon activation here means she can't crit. So overall, I think just because of this in general, people don't use crit rate on Emma, period. So that's fine. Don't worry about putting crit rate on Emma, right? This is going to hopefully be the majority of the time. I mean, the exclusive weapon here as well. It increased the more you upgrade her exclusives, the more you actually are going to encourage that too. So, all right, looks like I actually have another exclusive for my Emma. So this was the debate though. It's like working on one at a time or that. But I am going to push Emma. I really think it's worth it. Once I get her a higher level, it's going to be easier to build her overall as well. So boom. But given her kit, it's best to build her with a full attack percentage focus. But there's also something else here, right, that we have to consider. Accuracy. When Emma's accuracy reaches 20 points, the duration of the stun is blah, blah, blah. When it reaches 100 points, her mini bombs inflict bonus damage. So this is something to consider because if you cannot reach 100 accuracy for Emma based on your gear or your decisions to focus more attack and not worry about accuracy, at least for the early game, the mini bombs are not something you need to worry about. So this is what I wanted to talk about a little bit with regearing Emma or gearing Emma in the first place. I did not take this. Number 1, when a spell strikes critically, the damage will be increased by 9%. We're not putting crit rate on Emma, so why would I even bother wasting my potions on this? You can see I have a lot now because I was kind of waiting until I came in for my regears to decide if I was going to put these on someone. Plus I did a couple resets of champions, so I have more than I should. Don't worry, these are going to get used, these soul potions. But here, when Emma's accuracy reaches 100, her mini bombs inflict 15% bonus damage. That's what I was just talking about, right? So if you cannot reach 100% accuracy on Emma yet, then why would you even use this, right? But I think that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to re-gear Emma to get 100% accuracy on her, just to see if that benefits me more in the long run or not. So we're doing the thing today, finally, which also means I can give her some extra attack percentage. So this is huge. I mean, 14% extra attack percentage is very helpful, which you need this to do it. But for the very early stages, especially the first week or two, maybe even 3 weeks of playing with Emma, if she's one of the people you go for first, don't worry about this. You're not getting 100 accuracy on her anyway, I'm sure. I mean, I didn't even get proper accuracy gear until more recently as well. I think I'm going to quickly throw this HP on her as well, just for survivability's sake. I'm not going to worry about this right now either, because I think my soul potions are more valued on other champion skills than this thing regarding critting, which she's not going to do very often now, is she? So let's go ahead and take a look at regearing her. So we have her in full attack percentage, but I want to try to get her with some accuracy. So I was taking a look at this. I was gearing Anpu with accuracy as well. He actually does more damage when he has accuracy. So that's something to consider. I'm not sure. In a perfect world, I would have an accuracy helmet that's legendary, but is of the attack set. I feel like that would be the perfect combination, but I don't sadly think I have that right now. So I'm not quite sure if, I might end up stealing what I was going to do for Anpu for Emma just to make that happen, but I also am in debate. We do have this other one here. Oh, we actually have another chance to roll attack percentage, but what we don't have is supplies. I'm sure you guys can relate to this. I'm always running out of materials. So I have been to the point I'm crunching all extra yellow gear now as well. I don't want to crunch all mythic gear because I don't have enough to gear everybody in my legendary gear at this point. So really it's just being selective about what I'm keeping. So typically I will go to my helmets and I will get rid of anything that doesn't make sense. Defense percentage with flat stats in the crit rate set, I'm not really worried about that right now, honestly. HP percentage with attack in the crit rate set, that's a hot mess of stats too. I mean, if I'm going to go at HP and attack on someone like Senway or Leo, I'm probably not putting this crit rate set on them necessarily. All right, we do have another accuracy piece, but I already have 2 accuracy helmets that are, which are not shown here, they're lower, sorry. I have 2 accuracy helmets already that are of the accuracy set, so I don't need that helmet either. Let's get back to that. Sorry, all the scrolling. So visor, so attack percentage as a thing in general though, that is something I'm really lacking on my account as a whole, so I'm kind of scared to delete that in case I actually need it. Now, light gap set, this is really great for res, and I haven't built my res yet, so a light gap HP percentage would actually be pretty good. Accuracy with light gap, no, that would be good for Anpu, but this is only mythic, and I'm trying to be putting the best of the best gear on my best heroes, so I don't think I would end up putting this on him as well, because look, it's also full of flat stats. So the good thing here is if you can you let this just top off, you're clearing your space for gear that gets crazy later, and you're just going to get the other resource back for here for the upgrades. They done, at least you don't have to worry about going over, right? So that's really nice to see. So I do want to see if I can get some other options on Emma right now. I want to see what we can do. So, okay, we went all crit damage. Why? It would not roll attack percentage, would it? So now this, all of a sudden, this piece of gear is pretty meh, unfortunately. How many people am I going to be putting crazy accuracy on and also putting crazy crit rate on? Not many. But you kind of got to work with what you got early game, right? So we might have to use it. But all right, I'm going to show you what I got now on Emma. We got full attack percentage, everything. And I'm going to see if I can get the accuracy on her as well. I'm going to take a pause and we're going to come back and I'm going to see what we got total and what I'm doing to change my gear. After some flexibility well, trying to be flexible, playing around with some different sets and looking at my accuracy gear, I realized I just don't have the gear combinations to still keep Emma with decent attack and mix in enough accuracy to actually hit 100. It's either I do like an accuracy helmet like I was showing those legendary ones, and then I put a full accuracy set and I have way more accuracy than I even need for Emma, but then I lose a ton of attack percentage along the way. I just don't think that's worth it for me right now. So I think for sake of Emma, I'm just going to be happy that I at least gave my Emma some extra attack here. And unfortunately, this is sort of useless for now until I get better accuracy gear or just better attack gear with more accuracy substats. So that's kind of what I'm looking for in the future. But for now, I'm going to keep her build pretty much the same. I might have changed one gear, but you can see it's pretty much the same. Now Anpu, I actually had him in light gap gear, but it was really low level gear. It was like yellow and all, it was just yellow and red. It was like the epic and mythic, and I actually wanted to try giving Anpu proper accuracy. Now he's one that could benefit from higher levels of accuracy. He doesn't need to just like 100. He actually can do more damage with more accuracy overall. So that's something here too. Has an 80% chance, depending on his accuracy, to instantly explode, dealing damage equal to 6,000 or 600% of Anpu's attack. I did see some discussion around this I've mentioned in other videos that it does sound like all of this. Okay, when attacking, the soul has a 20% base chance to inflict imprisonment on the target. These chances that are influenced by your accuracy, even in PvE content, here again, enemies damage based the skill have 50% base chance to be stunned. This affects the overall result of the battle more highly, and actually can overall make his damage in turn be better. So I remember seeing a comparison. I think it was this. Someone did. I don't remember when I talked about this or if it was only on my Twitch stream, but one of my guildmates did a comparison like with light gap and attack, light gap and accuracy, and then attack and accuracy or something like that. And the ones like the attack and accuracy set actually did the most damage. At least I think it was a PvE type comparison. And I think because I'm kind of lacking in light gap gear right now, like if I'm looking, I'm in hero, let me get out of that. If we just look at my light gap gear, I do have some attack percentage stat stuff, but not great. Defense, as you can see here, not okay. It's got a little accuracy. These have potential, but I don't have the resources to roll them up right now. So in the end, I just don't think my light gap gear is great enough to worry about keeping him in it. So I took him out of light gap, and I went ahead and put him in attack percentage boots, attack percentage gloves, accuracy helmet. And then, yeah, I still added in the extra accuracy set because he actually can benefit from having more than 100 accuracy. It's not like Emma, you kind of want 100 accuracy for. She doesn't really need more than that. There's no point. But his kit can benefit from having more than 100. So I'm going to give that a try for now, even though his attack is really low. But to be honest, I mean, his attack is way lower than my Emma's, but part of that is because he's lower than my Emma. He's only legendary. He's not immortal yet. He also doesn't have any exclusives. He's only got 10. We definitely want to get him. You know what? Oh, I have yellow now. I can actually get him hopefully up as well. Let's see. Perfect. We'll get him to 20 at least. Oh, that's so much better. That's going to help a lot as well. That's going to help a lot. Yeah, we brought up our attack a little bit more. And damage reduction, that's great. We always want damage mitigation. But it also just unlocks a little bit more here in his kit. So that's going to make a big difference. So yeah, I didn't show you the build what it was before because I started doing this before I was recording, but he was in some really crappy light gap gear and I figured I would rather have more of this. Now, of course, I'm really hoping I need to farm more decent caves. I need more attack percentage gloves and boots that are actually legendary. We want the big version. We don't want this baby 32%. We want that 50%. So hoping for that, but for now that's just gonna be what it is. I was actually, you know what, no, let me make this a little bit better. I remember a piece of gear that I have. Let's make it even better. 50%, even though it's not the hero set, 50% is of just the boots is going to be more beneficial for me than 32% plus 15%. That is 47%, right? And if I do this and I add in another piece of defense gear to my Anpu, I'm at least giving him more survivability at the same time, plus a little extra attack, because this is 50%. So why don't I go ahead and actually see, do I have any attack percentage? I do, with crit rate, So do I have any attack percentage or interesting defense gear that I could give him? This is going to give him some accuracy. It's better than what he's got now, and damage reduction. So maybe this is something I try to roll up. Now again, I am so limited on my gear that I'm just having to find stuff to start crunching from my red gear, which is fine. You want to be selective, but that's where this really comes in. Is once you get to the point, like I'm now crunching all my epic gear, of course elite and rare, but eventually I'm going to start crunching all my mythic gear as well, but I'm definitely not to that point yet. So now I have to do it manually, unfortunately. So why don't we go ahead though? Oh god, we can only get to the level 3. Let me see if I can roll, I'm going to see if I can roll a accuracy, and that might make this more interesting. Or let me see if I haven't, no, let's just see if we have a better piece of gear here. Oh, I was really hoping, in a perfect world, I wish I had a defense set, but legendary in this spot, because that gives me more attack total by being legendary, say 1500. That would be much, much better. But unfortunately, we don't have that, so it is what it is as well. So I think I'm just going to give him whichever has the best attack. 3%, 3.6 damage reduction. All right, that at least gives him more attack overall because it's the higher level. And I'm gonna have to find a defense piece to throw in here. But let me pause and do that real quick. All right, I am gonna just roll with this. I'm just gonna hope this pair of Greaves does okay. Crunching some bad rolled geared already. That gives me some more points anyway. Okay, and this is great. We landed on accuracy, which is great for Anpu. We ran on damage reduction. We all need that. And attack percentage, it actually rolled. So, hey, all right. So now, we actually still have an attack set in here. Ideally, we'd have 2 attack sets, but I don't have that right now. And I'd rather have this 50% bigger version here. I'd rather have that. Actually, I'm not going to lock this because eventually this piece is going to get crunched. Once I have plenty of attack percentage boots to use in Legendary, I'm not going to be keeping the defense one, right? Why would I? I mean, there might be some niche weird uses for it, but here, boom, we're already better. So our attack was only 21,000 when I came into this build, and I improved it a bit, and it's almost 25,000 now. And we have a ton of accuracy, 169 now, which is actually going to help him more than you realize. So alright, that's all for Anpu. Let's check out the next one. Now I'm going to go on to Masrani next. Even though Sorvali is my pair to go with Anpu specifically, and she does have some healing, I do think Masrani overall, even though he's a low level for me, I'm going to be using him in more places, like when Anpu is not in the team. So I'm going to go ahead and give him my best HP gear. Ideally, I would give him HP percentage gear with damage reduction boots like we have here, but honestly, I probably won't go damage reduction boots if I can get him in a healing set. But do I have good enough gear to get him in a healing set also? I'm not so sure, so I'm going to take a look. Alright, and I did lower his HP, or actually no, it's about the same. I didn't change his HP too much, and I was able to get Masrani in a healing set, so that's really nice to see. I haven't, obviously he's super low level, so I don't have much for him. I really need to get him going eventually, but I am still focusing on Anpu right now for who's getting my gene hybrids. It's going to be a hard debate, honestly, between Masrani and Sorvali, which one I work on next, just because Masrani, like I said, is used in more places. But if I try to once Anpu gets immortal, he'll be able to be even better for not only the places I need a summoner, but for the places I just need AoE. He already rocks Spider. Who needs these AoE champions like Fulvia and Karma when we have Anpu? So I think the benefit of having Sorvali in there will probably outweigh for now if I get my Anpu. to immortal. So I guess I do want to keep rolling with the summoner idea. I will probably focus Sorvali first. I did steal a bunch of her gear. I did have her in a... Let's just remove this. I had her in a healing set at first, which she can benefit from, but now I think I'm just going to focus the HP overall to make sure she survives the best she possibly can, to keep giving him extra spawning units with those deer. And overall, she does a little bit of baby damage with her HP percent. And then, yeah, she also has that interesting heal, even though she's not technically a healer. So I'm going to get some better gear on her. We're just going to go full HP percentage focus for Sorvali right now. Oh, I forgot. She does have this affected by accuracy thing as well. So this extra chance to summon a deer when an ally dies. So this is something that I want to consider, but not right now. We're not at the point with our gear where we can be selective enough to prioritize accuracy. But if I see that in the sub-step for my HP percentage focus gear, then I'll grab it as well. But right now it's just I can't afford to be that like maximizing for sake of trying to get the perfect gear on her. Of course, as I said that and mentioned the accuracy, I realized I was severely lacking in HP percentage gloves, but I had one in an accuracy set, so I also had a maxed out accuracy weapon here that was already level 16, not on anybody, and actually has an HP percentage roll, a crit damage reduction roll, and a damage reduction roll, so that I'm like, alright, you know what, that'll, or not a roll, but stat. But yeah, that'll be really helpful for her. So for now, that's kind of what she's got. So she accidentally has a little bit of accuracy, nothing crazy, but it's more just getting the stats we need. HP, and we have HP percentage here. Eventually, again, maybe a damage reduction boot in the future, but for now, she's sticking with HP percentage. I am stealing from other people, too. I'm trying to... When you start with your best champions, steal from everyone else. Who cares? And then just go back and rebuild the secondary, tertiary, whatever, champions as well. Did I say that right? I don't know. Anyway. Oh man, so this has been a little bit fun, but yeah, I'm not gonna re-gear everyone. I just kind of wanted to show you guys my strategy for going in to this and show the re-gear of a few people. Now, like for my account, I just geared my main people, Sorvali, Masrani, Emma, and Anpu. I'll probably make sure my Taylor has high enough crit rate. It's like, we'll see, can I make the crit right? He's got... Oh god, my Taylor only has 48% crit rate. What did I do to Taylor? Yep, he's getting a re-gear next. Taylor needs like 70% crit rate, period. Oh yeah, right. I had stole his gear. I think I stole his gear when I was working on someone else, and I just threw in something I thought was good enough. But nope, that's not good enough for Taylor. Taylor needs like at least a solid 70% crit rate. In this game, you don't ever aim for 100% crit rate. It's more like 50 to 70 because it's not like other turn-based games where you're only taking a few turns and every turn is so much more impactful. You're hitting so many extra times just because of basic attacks as well. It's not like you're waiting for your one turn. So because you're hitting so much more often, you're still critting a lot. You still have to worry about it quite as much as you would another game like Raid Shadow Legends. But hope that makes sense. I'm sure a lot of games are like this. Not most games I play that have this kind of a thing where you're using your basic attacks a lot. You don't put 100% crit rate on, but it's so weird. My Raid Shadow Legends brain when I first came into this in every other game was like, wait, you don't? Are you sure? Are you sure? But that's trust in the other people too that played that are like that played beforehand before I started, right? That you're like, all right, you guys know what we need to do. I hope. But when it comes down to it, you got to test for yourself too. But it makes sense, right? It really does make sense when you're gearing for people you want to crit in a game like this, that you don't need 100% because if you do, you're going to be taking away from the potential attack percentage, the potential crit damage percentage as well, and the potential there. So when you do crit, it's not going to be as much. It's going to be way less exciting. Even if you're critting every single time, I feel like I mean, to be fair, it might even itself out a little, right? But 70% crit is still plenty, and it seems to work pretty well for this game so far. And I'm gonna go Regear Taylor. I'm gonna make sure Falvia and Karma, I think I stole some gear from them. I'm focusing the basic attack percentage, crit rate, crit damage, so we'll fill in the gaps there. I was also stealing some gear from, you could see these red dots. I love the way they fixed the red dots. So the people with the red dots, I can tell I stole gear from them. So that's a really nice feature too. So make sure that when you're done regearing your priority champions, like I got to regear Crete as well, I'm sure, then go through and clear your red dots, put gear back on people. So when you go to use them, even if it's something just the faction abyss, you're not using them naked. But all right, this is a little bit of a long video though. I hope it helps some people making your decisions while you gear, and I'll see you in the next one.